Today, we're going to be talking about how to connect to the new story of our intimate life, how to connect to our desire, and how to connect our sexuality to our heart. And this is such an important piece. I love sharing about this because this is how we can bring more beauty into our sexuality. That's how we can start having sexuality that's so fulfilling, that's heart melting. I wish more women knew that after 40, we're not fading away or growing old. In fact, we're stepping into our prime, ready to experience deeply fulfilling intimacy. This is our moment to unlock our desire. I know so many women I work with struggle with the lack of desire, and they feel frustrated in their intimate life because they just don't know how to unlock the magic of their desire. And the truth is, the untapped wellspring of desire resides within each of us. Can you feel it? The deep well of untapped desire potential bubbling within you.
It's bringing more of myself to everything. It's that bigness again, bringing a more total version of me to both myself and others.
Quite a different experience of life, huh? When you bring more of you.
Yeah.
Because, after 40, we're not becoming an old dried prune. No, no, no. We're stepping into our power and becoming the fierce, the loving, the authentic women we were always meant to be. Now that the days of constant childcare are behind us, it's time we put ourselves back on the map. We just need the right keys to unlock our desire and let the genie of our desire out of that bottle. Isn't this exciting?
A real sense of reconnecting with the body itself, coming alive into it, having that aliveness come up and affect everything.
Because, as we age, we have so much more potential for heart-melting intimacy. We have so much more capacity to open our body to love. And as we age, we actually become more capable of enjoying soul-fulfilling intimacy.
More that sense of wholeness, which I didn't have before doing this work. From the feet up, from the ground up, feeling my whole being as a sexual being, a totality rather than something just in one part of my body.
Of course, when we're tired or exhausted, we usually don't want intimacy, right? But what if I told you that intimacy can actually replenish our energy? Do you know that fulfilling intimacy can actually improve our hormonal balance, and it reduces stress? It improves our self-esteem. It creates deeper bonds, and it makes us feel beautiful. It makes us feel loved.
I have to say it's one of the most powerful workshops I've ever done in my life. I'm 54 and I've done a lot of workshops in my life. Teresa rolls very beautifully, keeping everybody safe. She's just got so much experience. I feel more love for myself. I feel more open. I feel like my energy is just so vast. What more is possible? I love that. I love that. What more is possible? I feel more playful. I just feel like I want to dance around my lounge with my cat or be a bit sillier or more creative.
I'm so passionate about helping women to reclaim and voice their desires, so we'll start living a more expansive life, more joyful life, and more connected life.
It's just amazing. Compared to where I was a couple of months ago, I feel so much lighter and freer, but also connected to myself as well. And I am expressing myself more, which is wonderful. It feels so healthy to actually kind of speak up about things that I've kept down for so long. It brings with it a sense of calm and peace as well. I feel like I float more every day as I move around. So thank you, Teresa.
I absolutely love sharing that with other women because I know the impact of it. Because I know once we feel attractive, once we feel desirable, and we feel confident in asking for what we want, our life just transforms.
Being more connected to myself, more connected to living authentically, both in myself and with others. More meaning. I know I'm answering my needs for connection in a different way because I don't want inauthentic connection now. What we're experiencing working with you is boundary breaking, not just personally but culturally. Huge, it's celebration or excitement.
There's something incredible about the way she works and the techniques that she gives so that you know you're in control of everything. You have everything inside you, and it's the techniques to help you draw it out in these practices so you're in complete control of your own journey and your own healing.
it's definitely opened stuff up for me, and I want to continue on this journey being my true self, love myself fully. It's helped me so much. I highly recommend this course for anybody who wants to grow. Growing is amazing. Thank you, Teresa. You are a bundle of love, and all the best to the beautiful people out there.
More wonder, more magic, more possibility.
Okay. So thank you so much for being here. I hope this video, and I show this video to you to inspire you, so you know what's possible for you. And I'm very happy that Facebook got me back online. They tried to shut me down. That's what tells me that we don't talk about sexuality. Bringing this conversation into public is it's kind of quite a big thing. And I know for me, sometimes it's a bit shaky that I need to talk about my sexual experiences. But I feel like until we do that, we can't really feel the beauty of our bodies, of our sexuality, of intimate connection. We can watch a lot of people being killed or violence online, and that's okay. But we somehow don't talk about love. We don't talk about sex. We don't talk about intimate connection. And so for me, I'm kind of standing for this. And sometimes I think I could have found something easier to work with. But I so believe that sexuality is such an important part of being a human being. And again, it's not just about sex. It's about being fully engaged with life. It's about enjoying life, enjoying playfulness, enjoying the beauty of human connection. It's such an important subject that I'm waiting to put myself on the line here. And I hope they don't shut me down again, but let's see how. I hope you can all hear me. Please do comment. I'm watching your comments. I can see your good mornings. Good morning, Julianne. Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Gina. It's really nice to see you being here. Yeah. And so today I'll just go to the slides, and that's the day 2. And on the whole, by the end of the training, that's my intention for you to understand the powerful sexual desire matrix that we went through yesterday. And I'll talk a bit about sexual desire matrix today as well. And especially how to apply it in your life. What can you do in your personal life to actually open up to the beauty of being a sexual woman? Yeah. And so you'll get deeper insights into your sexual desire and how to enhance it. And also you'll learn lots of strategies how to overcome the barriers to your desire. And we're going to be focusing on the barriers tomorrow. So I do hope you're going to be here with us tomorrow. Yesterday we covered the power of the sexual desire matrix, and I talked to you about it. Today we're going to be talking about awakening your desire, and awakening your sexual desire and your desire for life, for love, for being fully engaged. As I shared yesterday, right, my story about being a chartered accountant and feeling stuck. And I did see the comments where some of you resonated with that we might feel our life is working out, right? We're kind of doing the right thing. But if we feel like we're in a box and we're all restricted, we can't be happy. Yeah. So today is a big day to actually awaken to what we deeply desire. And sometimes it can be quite tricky because quite often we don't want to awaken to what we desire because then we have to make changes in our life. And that's how we stay stuck. And that's what yesterday I was talking to my business coach, and what I've realized that what I'm against is feeling stuck in the safety and being unfulfilled. When we choose safety over connection, over love, over growth, over expansion. And I know safety is very important, and it's a tricky bit, right? We need to feel safe and we need to feel loved. But when we choose safety and we feel stuck, we feel unfulfilled, unsatisfied, frustrated, resentful, that really needs to shift. Yeah, because we're not getting any younger. And so today, I really invite you to play full out with me here and start to open up. What do I deeply desire without thinking, how am I going to get there? Yeah, because that's an important piece. And that's why I'm going to show you today some other women who've opened up to their desires and how to transform their life, so you know what's possible. Because we stay stunned because we somehow believe nothing else is possible for me. This is it. This is my life. And I can't have anything more. And that's how we settle down. That's how we continue living unfulfilled. And then I can't remember the book, if someone can write it in the comments, but they've done the research on people on their deathbed. And what they regret most is that what they haven't done. Yeah. When we stop ourselves and we don't do the things we really like want to do that engage us, that feel fulfilling for us, if we don't do that, it's kind of a wasted life. Yeah. So I really don't want you to waste your life. And today is the day when we're going to open up to what you deeply desire. Tomorrow, we're going to go into overcoming the barriers to your desire. And tomorrow is a hugely important day, and we're kind of the deepest day. So please do show up live. So today is the day number 2. We're going to create a new story of your sex life, of your intimate life. If you think to yourself, what have you seen in your life? What do you feel is possible for you? Do you know couples who really have that intimacy that you long for? What is the model that you have in your head for the sexual intimacy, yeah, that you deeply desire? And quite often, lots of people just don't have that. They don't have a role model that kind of like, oh, this is what I so want to have, yeah. And then we feel like it's not possible for me. And quite often, people feel like, well, if we've been in a long-term relationship, what's very common is that there's no much passion. We just start to live less like flatmates. And also what's common that after 40, after menopause, women don't have as much sexual fulfillment. And this is so common, but the thing is, it's not normal. Yeah. So please don't settle for that. Today, we're also going to look at bringing love and beauty into your sexuality. And I'm going to lead you through a process of connecting your sexuality to your heart. And that's how you're going to start experiencing heart melting intimacy and bringing beauty into your sexuality. And as I said yesterday during this challenge, please do email me if you want to talk to me privately. And I'm offering it for free. I've cleared my calendar so I can support you, because here I'm giving a bigger picture. But remember, you're unique. Your challenges are unique. And I'd be very happy to talk to you and to give you tips and future steps of what to do to start experiencing heart melting intimacy, soul fulfilling intimacy, start to have spiritual experiences through being intimate with yourself or with another human being. Yeah. And also remember that when I talk about sexuality and being sexual, it's not just with another human being, because you could choose to do just with yourself. Yeah. I love making love to the universe. Yeah. And nature could be such an amazing lover. And I do talk more about being intimate with another human being, but it doesn't matter. And remember, and I'll talk more about it with self-intimacy, that's about you being with yourself. Okay, and so again, to just highlight who this is for, so you know you're in the right place, is that it's for women in relationships who want to feel more fulfilled and who want to have more intimacy. It's also for single women who want to attract love, who want to shine brightly, who want to connect to their radiance, so they attract someone who is really right for them, yeah? And it's also for women who might go through separation, or for women who might be thinking, should I stay or should I leave? And I don't take this question lightly, and I work with couples. So part of me is I really want to work for the relationship here. But sometimes it's the right thing to leave. And you need to connect deeply to yourself to know what's the right thing for you. And also, it's for women who downplay all different roles and pleasing others. Yeah. And for women who want to find more pleasure in their life. What kind of sex and intimacy do I really crave to create? And also for women who might be going through sexual awakening, which I find more and more after 40, that's where we get to. And just very shortly reminding you of the yesterday, we went through sexual desire matrix, right? This is the sexual desire matrix, right? We talked about sexual desire matrix yesterday. There are 5 pillars. And again, just check in with yourself how it is for you right now, feeling into the pillars, where you're at. And the pillar number 1 is self-intimacy, that I see myself. Yeah. Focusing on your own understanding of yourself, connection to yourself, emotional connection, physical connection, really cultivating deeper connection with yourself. Then pillar number 2 is finding your erotic voice. Once you connect to yourself, how do I express it? Yeah. How do I fully express myself in a way that attracts people, that gets people to respond to me? Because we can speak in a way that kind of pushes ourselves right on other people and push people away. But actually, how do I express myself with vulnerability and attract people that they want to respond to me? And it's such a skill. that we need to develop. And then pillar number 3 is finding the intimate resonance. I see you and I get you and I trust you and I know you trust me. And where do we meet? How do we meet in that middle? Then next pillar we talked about is body appreciation. My body is my home. I feel safe in my body. I feel safe in myself. And I respond to my body, because this is the big piece that I really would love you to get, is that I can listen to my body. And quite often we do hear what our body says. The problem happens when we're not responding. So it's hugely important to listen and respond. Yeah. And that's how we start to create the trust in relationship with ourselves, when we listen and we respond. Because if we ignore, that's when the trust gets broken. And you know, with other people, if you say something and you ask someone for something and they just ignore you, there's no connection. But we keep on ignoring our own deeper signals. I talk lots more about this in my 10-week course, because it's a really deep subject where we need to start to learn how to listen and then how to respond. And it's a practice. Yeah. It happens with practice. And then the last one, which is not the last because we go in the circle, right? The sexual desire matrix is circular, but it's the creative exploration. How do I play? How do I share my playfulness with others? And quite often we take sex as being way too serious because there's so much baggage, so much weight on it. But actually, how do I lighten up? How do I play? Yeah. How do I share my joy with other people? And the practice here, and again, I work a lot with this in my 10-week course, but the practice I'd love to offer you today, to flirt. When I mean flirt, is actually sharing the joy of being you with someone else. Yeah. And you can flirt with animals. You can flirt with trees. You can flirt with other people. You can flirt with children. Yeah. But sharing the joy of being you with others, and notice the response. And I quite often, like, I just went to the shop to get some water and I come in and we just smile at each other with the shop assistant. And I see that when I share the joy of being me, of joy of just being alive, they start to smile. Something lights up in them. Yeah. So we need to bring our radiance to the world. Please don't be stingy with your radiance, with your happiness, with your joy, because we're so used to it, huh? And we think, well, I can't really write what people are going to think. What if they read me wrongly? But if you start sharing the joy of being you light up people around you. So today I invite you, after we finish, if you go out into the world and just start sharing the joy of being you, invite people into your radiance. And the more you do it, the more response you're going to get. And of course, do it safely, right? The shops are the best place because there's safety there. But sharing the joy, just, yeah, it's amazing. And then my mood lifts, their mood lifts. Let me know how this resonates. Okay. And so also yesterday, I shared with you my story of being a chartered accountant and going into becoming a sex therapist, which I call the sex witch, which I like more. And how, yeah, living dissatisfied is wasting our life, basically. And we looked right at our mission. And I've heard your acceptance of the mission, and I'm really happy about it. But that's the mission, is to choose to understand the sexual desire matrix and to learn how to apply it in your life. So you unlock the power of your sexual desire and enjoy heart melting and spirit infused intimacy. So now what I would love us to do is to take your journals, and you can post, you can comment as well. And if we can reflect on where you're at right now, because this is such an important piece where we need to know where we're at so we can move forward. Yeah. So we're looking where we're at and where we want to go. So right now, if you just journal and feel into, am I frustrated with my sex life? Yeah. Have I lost my desire? Do I see sex as just another chore? Maybe, do I have sex to keep peace in the family? Maybe, do I lack confidence? Or do I feel inexperienced, embarrassed, and confused in the bedroom? And that's a syndrome of kind of feeling like a little girl in the bedroom. Yeah. Just being honest with yourself. Does this relate to you? Maybe you don't feel sexually attractive. Yeah. Maybe you feel like, well, I'm too old now and my attractiveness is just when we align our attractiveness to the age, to the young years. And it's very cultural, right? It's put on us all that we're supposed to be young and only then we're attractive. And maybe you bought into that myth. And just check in with yourself, being very honest. Do you buy into this myth that I'm only attractive when I'm young? And maybe you feel disconnected from your body, right? Maybe you live more in your head, and as a result, like the joy of life. Yeah, check in. Like, am I more into my head? Do I live my life from my head or from my body, from my heart, from my sex center? Maybe you have past negative sexual experiences that still keep on robbing your joy and pleasure. And just reflecting on that. Yeah, where am I at? What's happening for me? And maybe you sense that more fulfillment and meaning is possible in your sexual life. Yeah. So really being honest with yourself. Where am I at? So we know what we're working with. And I love seeing your comments. And yes, Melissa, yes, live in your head, lack of confidence. Yeah. Just maybe journal, couple of sentences. Where am I at? What's happening for me? Okay. And it's really important not to be honest with ourselves and not to cover up, not to sugarcoat, because when we're honest, that's what's gonna move us forward. It's like, whoa, this is not okay with me. This is way too painful. But we quite often don't want to see where we're at because then we can keep the status quo. It's like, well, it's okay here. It's comfortable enough. Like maybe it's uncomfortable, but it's comfortable because it's known. Yeah. So really being honest where we're at is so important for us to move forward. And it is in our full power to open our bodies and hearts to love, to find our sexual voice, and then invite our partners into that intimacy with us. Yeah. And I can't stress this enough because we need to open our bodies to love. It's our job. Yeah. And right now, if you check in with yourself, how open or closed you are, just check in with your heart, check in with your sexual center. Am I closed? Am I semi open? Am I open a bit more? Just feel into your body. Where am I at? What's actually happening inside of me? And again, being very honest with yourself. Yeah. And what I know, the truth is that through love making, we physically create love in our bodies, right? We create more love in this world. And that's the gift of open hearted and spirit infused intimacy, either by yourself or with your partner, that we create more love in the world. So it's not a little thing we're doing here. It's not a selfish thing, right? It's not just for your pleasure. Yeah. It's actually how do I create more joy, more love in the world? And that's what we're standing for. And I'm so happy that you're here with me. I can't do it by myself. Very happy you're here doing this very important work. And so my invitation for you is to change your focus, yeah, in finding your sexual desire, your desire for life, for love, from how do I get my partner to turn me on to how do I turn myself on. This is a shift that we need to go through. I can do it for myself. And of course, there are some partners, right? Some people that just don't turn us on. But I feel what needs to happen. I feel the life force running through me. My heart is open, my body is open. And then I come to someone, right? And I check in. Does my body close down or does it open up? And if it closes down, then they're not my person. If it opens up more, then they're my person. But first of all, I actually need to feel that openness and energy flow inside my body. I can't come all closed and expect my partner to open me up. I mean, it's beautiful when it happens. It does. It's possible, right? And it's beautiful when you're deeply connected. Yeah, but sometimes it's nice when I'm all like, get away from me and my partner can open my heart. It's beautiful. Yeah. But we can't have that expectation all the time. It can happen from time to time if you have an agreement around this. But otherwise, we really need to feel that energy and openness in our heart and our body, and then see how our partners respond, how our bodies respond to our partners. And that's how you're going to know, right? If you're at the place where you think, should I stay or should I leave? Yeah, first of all, you need to find that openness in yourself and then see, can you find that resonance with your partner? And then you'll know if they're the right person for you or not. Okay, so how do I awaken the fire within? Yeah, that's what we're going to be talking today about. I'll just tell you my story a little bit, how I went from sex to lovemaking. And when I was, as I said before, when I was little, I was sexually abused. And then I remember having my first boyfriend, and we went to, I'm from Siberia. And so we live on this deepest lake in the world. The depth is like 1.6 kilometers deep. It's the Lake Baikal. It's such a beautiful lake. And it's more like the sea because it's like 600 kilometers in length. It's huge, kind of like half of New Zealand or even a bit more. And I remember being on the lake and we're camping there and everything is so beautiful. And I feel this love for my partner and it's all new, right? And I'm 17 and it's like, oh, life is amazing. And then we have sex and it's like, oh, it felt kind of dirty. It felt like animalistic. And I remember I told him like it feels like dogs and felt that sense of yuckiness. And it was such a conflict for me, right? Here is this man, beautiful man, but somehow sex doesn't feel beautiful. And so I had to go through a lot to clear that guilt, that shame, that sense of something is dirty about sexuality. Yeah. Because I could have an idea of what it should look like, but if my body doesn't feel it, if I have those barriers, if I have that weight in my body, I couldn't find the beauty in sexuality. And so it was so wonderful for me to go from that place, right? Sex is dirty and there's something bad about it, something quite yucky. And when I talk about animalistic, it was kind of yucky feeling to now actually enjoy into playing with my inner animal, feeling the wildness of it. And now when I make love, I feel like I'm really connected to everything. Yeah. And my body starts to vibrate with love. It's like every cell of my body starts to vibrate and I start to feel where I'm making physically, making more love in this world. And I love my heart orgasms. I love my third eye orgasms. That's what gets me now. And what's also beautiful for me is to open up and so my partner can see me and I can see them. And also experiencing all range of emotions. Yeah. For me, the deepest intimacy happens if tears come during sex. If it's like, oh, I'm so open and my heart is so vulnerable, and my partner is right there with me, seeing me, being with me. And it feels, yeah, it feels beautiful. It feels so heart melting. When I cry, I can laugh. And sometimes I love going a bit right into that more wild side. I love the snake energy or the really like wild cat energy when the partner responds, when there is intimate resonance, and we're with that together. And so that's why I know it's possible for you. It doesn't matter where you feel right now. It's actually possible to clear all those barriers and bring more beauty into lovemaking. Does this resonate? Please do keep on commenting. Love seeing you there. And so this is why, right? I'm doing this work because I know it's possible. And I know that to start on the journey, we really need to unlock our desire. Yeah. And so right now, I invite you to think about why is it important for you? Yeah. What's in it for you? Because you need to know why it's important that you're not doing it for someone else. You're not doing it for your partner. You're not doing it because the culture pushes us, right? You have to be sexual being. But actually, what's in it for you? And I invite you to take your journal, reflect why unlocking my desire is important for you. What's in it for me? What am I hoping to get? What am I hoping to experience? And I'll just put some music on and I invite you for 2-3 minutes, just journal. What's in it for me? Why is this important for me? Because until we know our why, we're not going to do the work. Because sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes it's challenging to face ourselves, face our fears, face our past. It's challenging. So we really need to know why is this important for me. So yeah, you can start writing. starting to complete this reflection, why is this important for me? And please do comment below as well. Why is this important for me? Okay, Melissa, thank you. I see your comment. Yes, that age of Melissa says there have been a couple of occasions when I have touched the edge of how this feels, and it felt almost spiritual. Yeah, and when we connect our sexuality to our heart and to our kind of more spiritual self, we can have the most amazing experiences. It's not just me who have these experiences, and because I work in the field, I know a lot of people who do experience that. And I also know there's this piece that I think that's important to share actually, that you might feel because you had some negative past experiences that you're somehow broken and now it's not possible for you. But what I know is true is that when we had past difficult experiences, we have more motivation to go through that, to transform that. And that's our doorway to having more spiritual experiences. I wonder if that makes sense, right? So actually people who never had any bad experiences, they're less likely to have deeper experiences of intimacy because they don't have much motivation to change anything because it kind of works, right? And it kind of feels good. But if we had bad experiences, and that's how I call my sexual abuse as a child, my horrible gift, because that opened a door for me to actually, okay, I need to really work on this one. I really need to transform this. And now I have such an amazing experience of sexual intimacy. So don't think that you're broken, but actually use it as a doorway to deeper experience. Yeah. I hope this makes sense. But this is so important. Don't think you're broken. You can see this life gave me something very challenging, very difficult. So I could have much deeper experience. Yeah. Okay. And so the principle number 2 that I teach in my Sexually Empowered Radiant Woman course and opening up to your desires. That's principle number 2 out of 5 principles, Radiant Woman manifesting principles. Yeah. And so possibility and desire are very intertwined because we shut down our desires if we feel like what we desire is impossible. And check in with yourself, right? We feel like, wow, if I can never have that, I'm not going to even open up to our desires. However, what I'd love you to start experiencing that there is pleasure in desiring. Even if we don't get what we want, there is pleasure in even imagining. And that's what we need to start connecting to. And then when we open up to the desires, then it's way more likely to happen. Yeah. And I'm talking about our desire for love, for life, for connection, for deep sexual intimacy. Yeah. Not talking here about desires for material things, right? I want a better car, better house. It's fine as well, but this is not all what I'm talking here about. So this principle is all about listening to what comes from inside rather than about thinking, right? It's not from the head. It's actually coming inside and feeling what is it that I desire. And this way, you will create from the inside out and be fully aligned with what you want to create. Yeah. Because when we think what we want and then we try to achieve our goals, it might not work because we didn't even want it in the first place. Yeah. So really getting away from the thinking mind into the body. What do I deeply desire? And I'll lead you through a process now so you can really connect to that. And the question is, right, if you could have anything you wanted, what would it be? If you don't stop yourself, what is your deepest yearning? Yeah. And I'll just share a couple of stories of the women I've worked with to let you know what's possible so you don't stop yourself from desiring. Yeah. And here is Madeline, she's from Sweden, my really beautiful client. And she says, before working with me, she felt like a hopelessly stuck. She felt herself as being sexless, lacking femininity, not having much energy or interest in love. Yeah. And in physical intimacy. And she was always dealing with her never ending to do list. And after working with me, that's what she found, that real change is possible. Yeah. And she says, I'm so grateful to be on the discovery journey. I feel I'm given a big toolbox with life skills, which I will use for the rest of my life. And that's what she says. Madeline says that I can feel my own inner radiance and I know how to charge myself, which I say how to turn myself on. And that radiance is true beauty. Yeah. And it could get better even with age, just like fine wine. And I so love that Madeline really got that. Yeah. That with age, there's so much more substance to us, so much more radiance. And Madeline said that she feels more joy of being herself. She feels an openness, connection to the sensual and sexual her in everyday life, and that she had an amazing change in her marriage. And it's now really pleasurable. And the beauty is that now they find time for love because there's so much pleasure. So when people say I don't have time, it's more that they don't, what's in it for me, right? Why would I do that? And then we're like, time becomes an excuse. But we always find time what's really important. Yeah, what feels good, we find time for that. So check in with yourself. Do you use that as an excuse, right? I don't have time. And that would be not because there's no time, but because you don't get as much out of it, yeah, as what you put in. Yeah, so that's Madeline's story, right? How would that be for you, right? To find your inner radiance, to know how to tell yourself on, how to charge yourself, as Madeline says. And this is a story of my other client, Sam. Yeah, and Sam and I, this is the story that I think lots of women can relate to, because Sam says, I was very good at supporting others. And she felt like, yeah, I did take care of myself, but I felt like I could be more present with myself. And she really says that she felt isolated. She felt overwhelmed because of her circumstances, life circumstances, because she got a child with special needs. But actually, through doing the work, she could reconnect to herself, even though her life is challenging, yeah. And she could reconnect with her husband more. And she could ask for his support more. So she could find her voice and express what she needs. And that changed their relationship, even though their life circumstances are not easy. Yeah. And then this the other story. And again, I'm saying it to you. So you really can start seeing what's possible for me. Yeah. It doesn't matter where I'm at right now. It's possible for me to have a different experience of my life, of intimacy, of sexuality. That's Kelly. She's from Arizona. And she said, I felt totally disconnected from my body. And then what she learned is that the radiance is so much more than my physical attributes, and that she could connect to her body so much more. And she started to feel so much more confident. Yeah, that's what's possible for you. And then Zolari, that will be the last story here. That Zolari, and I don't work with weight loss, right? But what I find, it's a side effect. When we feel reconnected to our body, to our sexuality, to our sensuality, drop the weight we don't need. We drop the heavy weight. It's kind of more that emotional weight. And when we don't feel as stressed, when we respond to our bodies, when we really connect to our bodies and respond to them, they start to cooperate and we become healthier. Yeah. And that's what Zalari says, that she lost 10 pounds when she started to reconnect more to herself. And I remember her, she was saying that I went to the supermarket. I felt like my belly was pushing the trolley and I was choosing what's good for my body. Yeah. So that's what's possible. And now when we go through unlocking your sexual desire and unlocking your desires process, think about these 5 aspects as well. Which one do you want to work on? Yeah. Which one is more important for you? And so in your visioning that you can bring all of these aspects. Right now, I invite you to close your eyes, maybe lower your gaze. And start connecting to yourself. Just take a couple of deep breaths. And connecting to your breath, connecting to your body. Checking in with yourself. How am I feeling? How am I doing? We're talking about desires, that is the doorway to pleasure, doorway to deeper intimacy, doorway to spiritual awakening. And I invite you to soften your lips. Taking a breath, opening your mouth, softening your lips, softening your throat, whatever it means to you. Softening your heart, softening your belly, and softening your sex center. Relaxing, softening. And then asking yourself, what is my deepest desire as it relates to intimacy and sexuality? What do I long for? And allow that longing to come through, listening. What do I deeply desire to experience as it relates to intimacy? And what do I deeply desire to give as it relates to intimacy? And then I invite you to imagine that you are seeing yourself a year from now in front of you, that this woman, you, walking towards you, and she's the fulfillment of your desires. She got it. She's done her work and she's got it. And she's walking towards you. And you look at her and you notice what's special about her. What are her qualities? How does she walk? You a year from now. And she comes forward and she stands in front of you. And she's got a message for you. So she's telling you something and you listen. What is she telling you? And she's got a gift for you. And she gives you the gift. What is it? And you look at the gift and you put it somewhere in your body to keep the gift with you as a reminder of what's possible for you. Then you just have a conversation with her. You can ask her questions. What is my next step? What do you need to tell me? What do I need to know? And you listen to her, let her speak about what's possible for you. Slowly completing that conversation. Saying thank you to her, to this future you. And she says, I'll see you in a year. And she walks away from you, and you have her message and you have her gift. And you wave bye to her. Knowing that you are going to become this woman. This is the woman you are becoming, fully connected to her sexuality. Opening your heart, your body to love, to deep intimacy. And now I invite you, if it feels comfortable, putting your hand on your heart, breathing into your heart. And letting some sound on the out breath, breathing, feeling. And then if it feels comfortable, I invite you to put your other hand on your sexual center, on your belly, whatever feels comfortable. And breathing into your sexuality, into your sex center. And just checking in how it feels. And then I invite you to start breathing from your sexuality into your heart. You feel like you are drawing breath. Breathing in into your heart and breathing out. Sense of beauty, sense of love, right into your sex organs, into your belly. Breathing in from your sex center into your heart. And then breathing out, love, beauty, connection into your sexuality. And start to feel that sense of beauty, sense of love into your whole body. And you can say to yourself, you're beautiful. Your sexuality is beautiful. Breathing in that sense of beauty, sense of love, deeply inside yourself. You can imagine yourself in a golden light, your whole body, especially your sex center, penetrated by golden light, bringing the sense of beauty, of love, of connection to your sexuality. Just taking a couple of last moments for this practice. Feeling that sense of beauty spreading through your body. You're so beautiful. Your sexuality is beautiful. You're so loved. And then slowly completing this practice. And when we're taking a couple of deep breaths. And slowly opening your eyes. And maybe you can share how that was for you. And there are way more practices I share, but it's all in the practice of connecting, of bringing beauty, bringing pleasure into our bodies. And I know the more we share with each other, and that's why I love women's group work, the more we share with each other and we see the reflection of this beauty in other women, the more we can feel the beauty in ourselves. Maybe after this session, you can journal a bit. Yeah, how was this for you? And you can share. And that'll be the home play. You can share your vision on the Facebook group so we can make it more real. What is my desire? What have I connected right now to that feels important for me? I really invite you to share that because that's what becomes more real. This is who I am, this is where I'm going. What is my future self vision? Who is this woman I'm becoming? And then I invite you to do comment on other women sharing. Please do comment on each other posts because that's how we can feel more connection with each other. And please do email me if you want to schedule a talk with me. I'd be very happy to talk to you this week so we can find what are your next steps and I can give you specific tips specific to you. Always remember you're unique, your journey is unique, and also that doesn't matter where you're coming from, things can be very different for you. Emily says, see ya, that was lovely, thank you. And please do share your visions, huh? And tomorrow, we're gonna be talking about the barriers to our desire, understand why we lose desire, and what to do about it. And as I said, tomorrow is a hugely important session. It's the deepest session, so please do show up. identifying the barriers to your desire, external barriers and internal barriers. We usually have both. And my invitation for you as always is don't wait for heart melting sex to happen. Cause it to happen in your life. Thank you so much for being here with me. We'll meet at the same time tomorrow. It's our day 3. Please do comment, do share, and do email me if you want to talk to me privately. And also, I'm going to let you know more about my 10-week course where we really go very deeply with all the practices, and it's in a group of women. And you'll get my private support all the time. We'll be on Zoom. We'll be sharing with each other. I'll be giving you my private support all the time. So I'll share more about that tomorrow, I think, or day after. But know that if you feel like this is so important for me, I'm at my point where I don't want to put my pleasure and my fulfillment on the back burner. Just know that there's support for you. Yeah. And I'm so happy to be here with you. Big, big hug to you all. I'll just stop the share. Yeah. And I do hope to see you tomorrow. And you still can invite your friends. Yeah. You invite your friends to come and join the group. The recordings are going to be there so people can still have time to watch the recordings. Do invite your friends. And yeah, do email me, comment. And big, big, big hug to you. Bye.